Hi and welcome to Let's Talk Netflix. My name is Lena and today I want to talk about The Ritual. This is not a review, this is kind of The Ritual explained, but I don't think I can explain it. It's just what I think this movie was about and why things happen like they happened, and yeah, what I think about it. It's an English movie and I'm German, so I'm drinking beer. This video is really only for people who've already watched The Ritual, so if you haven't seen it, turn it off. I have to say, when the movie started, I really liked the first scenes when they get into this liquor store and they talked and talked, and then they saw this woman with blood all over her face. That was such a great scene because, yeah, you didn't expect something like that, and then that was the moment when I was really intrigued. And yes, then they went to this hiking trip and they had this little funeral-like funeral-like memorial stuff there, and yeah, no, I didn't know what it's about then, but I thought it must be something about this guy because this backstory with the incident and he didn't help him. So I knew this must be the special, the inner journey, something like that. It has to do with this loss, of course. So yeah, they started this trip. And then the guy twists his ankle or his knee, I don't know, and gets injured. The other one with the shoes, he was hurt with the shoes. So these two had to deal with something. The good-looking guy, the one with the compass, he was strong, so he didn't care much. And he said it was nobody's fault, I guess, or it wasn't your fault. Things happen or something like that, and the guy with the knee, he blamed the main character. So yes, and then they went into the woods, and then in this cabin, when they all had these nightmares, I thought, okay, where's this going? And he had this mark on his chest. And I guess when the first one died, the strongest of them all, I was sad because he was the good-looking one and he was dead, and so for the ladies it was a loss. And then I thought, okay, the main character, he has this guilt inside of him. He feels guilty for not helping his friend back in the liquor store. And then he dreamed about it, and I loved this merging sets when the liquor store was in the woods, and then it was awesome. But when the handsome, Mr. Handsome, when the handsome guy died, I thought, okay, I know what this is about. That sucks. Because I think it was just about the main character dealing with this loss. His friends were also dealing with it, but the strongest guy, he got over it very quickly. And then I thought, okay, they all die except the main character, and he has to deal with it. He has to, yeah, get out of the woods. Yeah, out of the woods. So I was sure this was only his inner journey, and they kind of needed something to match this inner journey, this grief, depression, and yeah, and then yeah, the strongest dies the first, and then the other two, they had these injuries. I mean, the one with the shoes, yeah, he was a little bit hurt, but he got over it, so he's the next one to die. And then there were just the two of them, the main character and the guy with the twisted knee, ankle, I don't know, I guess it was his knee, he hurt his knee and he blamed him, so these two had to stick around for the longest. But I already knew that the guy with the knee will die because it's only about the main character, and the other ones were just yeah, they were not important. But yeah, he blamed him, and then of course he had to die. And I think the reason his ankle or his knee, fucking knee, was hurt is just to show that he's hurt by the loss, and he has to deal with it, and it's painful to him. So yeah, it took him a little longer than the other ones to get over the death of his friend, so he was the last one to die. And then this huge amazing god showed up, and yeah, he wants to feed off the grief of people, and he wants him to bow down and worship him. And yeah, that was the part when he got over it. He could have worshipped this amazing looking thing, but he chooses not to. So it's like he was depressed and felt guilty, but then he decides to get over it and live his life. And that's the scene when this freaky thing screams at him in the woods, and he screams, and they scream around before he hammered the thing with this hammer thing, X in the head. Yeah, that was the moment when he decided to let it go, I guess. And then he's out of the woods. But it was clear to me from this other point that everyone has to die except him. So the way they die was completely, I don't know, I didn't care. I didn't care for any of them. I don't know if the character design was so intended. I mean, the writing was really good. I think this inner journey was really, I mean, I got it. If if it's right, I don't know. But yeah, it made sense to me. But I really didn't like the main character. I don't know if you liked him. He was, to me, so unlikable. He was not really talking much. I don't know. In the woods, he made the impression that he knew what's going on. I mean, if this was all in his head or just a metaphor for what's happening, I mean, okay, but he just looked really stupid sometimes. And I don't know if it was intentional or if, no. I don't want to say if he's not such a good actor, but yeah, he looked sometimes as if he didn't care, and that was kind of weird to me. I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, that's what I think it is. It is just this group of guys, or this guy getting over the loss of his friend and his guilt with it. Yeah. Yeah, that's my theory. And I like the film, but I thought it was, well, for me, the tension was off since I found out what it's about, and I knew they die and he lives, and that's what happened. And then it was just, okay, who's next? Oh, he's next. Okay, oh, then he's next. Okay, bye-bye. I don't care about you. You are going to die. I thought about an end. I mean, there's this thing. If he gets over it, so why isn't he dead at the end of the movie? Because the other ones are dead when they got over it. But I think it's just about him, and they dying is just, they leave him alone with his grief. So they don't stick around with him. And yeah, he lives because it's about him. He could have died after that, or he could have woken up in his apartment, starting to clean the apartment. It's all messy because he's depressed or something, and then cleaning up and call his friends, and then you see, oh, they are alive. Hey, what's that? But I guess they didn't want to make an end like that, because everyone would say, well, that sucks. That's my theory, and yeah, I don't know, what do you think? your theories about it in the comments, please. And that's it. Bye bye.